Hey, hi, welcome back to BLR Knowledge Center. So in this today's session, we'll see the introduction part of TypeScript. Because nowadays, this is the very popular scripting language we are using for, even in Angular and React languages. So this is TypeScript is similar to a JavaScript because JavaScript superset is TypeScript or TypeScript is a superset to the JavaScript. So this is the open source object-oriented programming language, which is developed and maintained by Microsoft under Apache 2 license. So again, this was also introduced by Anders Egilsberg, who has invented the C Sharp, and he is the core member of the development team of C Sharp. Okay, so TypeScript is a strongly typed subset of JavaScript, which compiles to plain JavaScript, and it is a language for application scale JavaScript development. So this TypeScript is not directly, going to run on any browser. On top of that, you need to, convert into JavaScript, and then you have to execute. Okay, because TypeScript can't run directly on the browser. It need a compiler or compile the file and generate it in JavaScript file, which can run directly on the browser. Okay. So the extension of TypeScript is .ts. That's how you need to create a file of TypeScript. We can use any valid .js file and renaming it to .ts file. Still, that is valid for TypeScript because TypeScript is a superset of JavaScript, right? And you can rename this JS to TS. Still, it considered as TypeScript. Okay. So TypeScript uses TSC compiler, that is a TypeScript compiler, which converts TypeScript code into JavaScript, that is JS. Okay, let's get start some notes on this, like what is TypeScript. Then you'll get some idea on that. So it is a open source object oriented programming language which is developed by Microsoft. So it is an open source, right? Object oriented programming language which is developed by Microsoft. Okay, so it was introduced by Anders Hegelsberg. So he is the core member of a C Sharp developer, right? So he is a core member of the C Sharp development team. Got it. That means he only introduced C Sharp as well. Okay, C Sharp is a general purpose programming language or object-oriented programming language. It is right, kind of strongly typed programming language, right? Similarly, same concept is applicable for TypeScript. Okay, so TypeScript is a strongly typed JavaScript. TypeScript is a strongly typed, super set of JavaScript. That means you have to write down the code with the relevant types because it is strongly typed. Okay, that means everything can be typed properly before you compile TypeScript. So TypeScript is a superset of JavaScript. Okay, so and other thing was TypeScript is not going to directly run on the browser. So TypeScript, because this is not a JavaScript directly, is not directly run on the browser. Okay, it needs a compiler to compile the file and generate it in JavaScript. It needs to be compiled into JavaScript and then run. So what you need to do is you need to create TS file. So the extension of TypeScript is .ts. So what you have to do is you need to create a TypeScript file with .ts, and then you need to use TypeScript compiler. This is the TypeScript compiler, and how to compile the TS file, .ts file, so that it will convert into .js file. Now JS file can directly run on browser. So, and next thing is TypeScript is right uh, having ES6 version of syntax. TypeScript is the ES6 version of JavaScript with some additional features in it. Okay. So what is this ES6? ES is nothing but ECMA script. Okay, which is a standard, organization for client-side scripting. So before to this ECS6, we have a EC5, which is something like a JavaScript using it. On top of that, some additional features added and they made as ES6, which is TypeScript. Okay, so when recapping this, so it is an open source OOPS programming language which is developed by Microsoft. It was introduced by Anders Hesselsberg. He is a core member of the C# development team. So this is strongly typed subset of JavaScript. So TypeScript not directly running in browser. It needs a compiler, needs to be compiled into JavaScript and then run. The extension of TypeScript is .ts. It means .TypeScript. Okay. So when it comes to the ES6 and ES5, let me show you a diagram for this to understand more on this, the syntax which this TypeScript is following. Okay, let me minimize this. If you look at this diagram, this is what TypeScript now. ES5 is the JavaScript syntax, wherein it is just following is the MES script 5 standards. On top of that, some new features added and they made as ES6. And on top of that, we have TypeScript. So TypeScript is following ES6 version of JavaScript. Got it? So when you compile this TypeScript, like here, my file is file.ts. When I compile this using TSC compiler, this file is becoming as file.js. That means it basically converts to JavaScript based on ES6 version, right? So this is what the flow of converting this TypeScript function or TypeScript file into JavaScript. Okay, because if you want to run this TypeScript, you need to compile this TypeScript using TypeScript compiler. Okay, let's see like how this TSC is going to be installed and then how to use it in later sessions. Okay, so this TypeScript is an open source, right? Wherein we're going to use it as part of scripting, and it is strongly typed subset of JavaScript. And this is not directly running on browser. You need to make sure to compile this to JavaScript, and then you need to run this. Okay, this is something open source running on Apache 2 license. Okay, so you can run in operating system. It's not having any conditions to be executed, but it has to be executed, right, or compiled to JavaScript, which can be executed on any browser. Correct? It is a language for application scale and JavaScript development, which can be executed on any browser or any host or any operating system. Okay. So the script cannot run directly in the browser. That's what we have discussed. And then you have to convert into JS file, and then you have to use it on any browser. Okay. So now I'm going to explain you why we use this TypeScript. So why we use a TypeScript. So why we use TypeScript? Because we have different scriptings like JavaScript, jQuery, Knockout, Bootstrap. So there are so many JavaScript libraries available, but specifically why we use a TypeScript. So TypeScript supports static typing, right? Strongly type models, optional parameters, etc. So when it comes to TypeScript, it is supporting object-oriented programming features, wherein you just create classes and interfaces, even you implement inheritance, generics, all the features of OOPS. That is one reason of using TypeScript. Second thing is it is fast and simple, and most importantly, easy to learn because it is having similar syntax of JavaScript, right? And it provides the error checking feature at compilation time. So it will compile the code, and if any error found, then it highlighted the mistakes before the script is run. And next one is it support all JavaScript libraries because it is a subset of JavaScript. Okay. Also, it support reusability because of the inheritance. And it make app development quick and easy as possible, and the tooling or support of TypeScript give us auto completion, type checking, and source documentation. And also it have a different editors where you just jump into the editor and start writing of TypeScript as like JavaScript. Okay. So this TypeScript gives all the benefits of even ES6 plus more productivity, like arrow functions, which we are using like lambda or LINQ expressions. So these are some of the benefits we are using this TypeScript. Hence, we are moving on to TypeScript to using in our application development. Okay. The first one is it supports, right? Oops, right? That means classes, interfaces, inheritance, etc. Because of inheritance, we use reusability. It supports, right? Static type and strong types, means strongly type modules, optional parameters, etc. So all these things can be done using TypeScript. So it is a fast and simple. It is fast and simple, right? And it is fast and simple to learn and or develop application. It supports reusability. It supports reusability because of inheritance. So, and next one is it supports, right, latest JavaScript features including ECMA script 6 syntax, right? It supports ES6 syntax with all JavaScript features. So it provides the error checking. That is, if any error found, that is, if any error found, right, then it is highlighting the mistakes before the script run. Okay. So it supports all JavaScript libraries as well. It supports all JavaScript libraries because it is superset of JavaScript. So these are the some of the use cases with TypeScript. Hence, we are going to use TypeScript in place of any other library. Okay. And then the next session, we'll see the history of TypeScript, like when it was initiated and what was the initial version and the latest version. And then we'll see like how to install this into system and then how to see writing of a first program. So I hope you understand the TypeScript introduction part, like what a TypeScript is and why we use a TypeScript. Thanks for listening to this video and please subscribe to this channel for more videos. Thank you.